Dance Theatre of Harlem, opened its doors in 1969, and it was directly because of the assassination of Martin Luther King that Arthur Mitchell decided that he needed to do something to counter that. At that time, there were many dancers of color, classically trained, and they were not getting into companies at all. They were going into modern, contemporary companies. There was no place for them. So Arthur Mitchell him and Karel actually created Dance Theatre of Harlem, and there they gave a place and a space to nurture dancers of color who were classically trained.
What I remember the most from TTH is that as a dancer of color, we were always representing something bigger than ourselves, and that's something that I kept with me all along, and that I am trying to bring here in Collage, because there's not a lot of us, not enough at least, and I think it's a really important message to remember that it's not just about us. Sometimes it's about the bigger picture, and we have to keep fighting with each other, and just keep bringing this message forward, I guess.
An opportunity to enter a new world, you know what I'm saying? Because the kids out here in Memphis, some of them don't really understand the importance of going to school, following directions, just making sure that you make good choices, you know what I'm saying? And I think that the opportunity to see they can see a performance and be like, oh, okay, I want to do that. And the benefit of that is in ballet class, it's a certain discipline that you learn here that you may not necessarily get in school.
I think the show is for everybody who's interested in I would say art in general, because it's more about the message behind the Dance Theatre of Harlem that's really important, and it's really breathtaking when you see a company full of people of color on stage just sharing and rooting for what they believe in.
For me, it's important to be able to get us on stage so we can show okay, we can do anything, you know what I'm saying? We could do ballet, we could be an architect. It's just exposure. When we don't see people doing our people doing certain things, sometimes we feel we're not able to do that, but we are.
Bringing what dance theater gave me, is very important to bring that here to Memphis. That's the reason why Collage Dance Collective exists, honestly. I was so inspired while dancing at Dance Theatre of Harlem. I felt that we needed more of this. And so we ended up here in Memphis, and I wanted to create the same thing because I knew that it meant the world to me. It changed my life, and I knew if Dance Theatre of Harlem could change my life after having so many years as a dancer, I knew that I could do the same thing here in Memphis with these young kids, with the old kids, with the community. It really does change the way you see yourself and how you see the world. And to see ourselves on stage doing this again is a beautiful thing.